So tell me about how it feels to be on quilt number 200.
It's amazing. I don't know that it's something we ever expected to achieve. That's a lot of quilt blocks. We started in September of 2009. We put our first quilt blocks up on the tailgate market, the historic tailgate market in Marion. I donated them to the tailgate market. One is where Main Street meets the mountains, which is the logo of the county. McDowell County is where Main Street meets the mountains. And the other was the Grape Basket, which is for the fruits and vegetables that are sold in Marion. And we were surprised at how well it took off and how receptive people have been.
Because the actual quilt box, there's a lot of thought goes into each and every one of them, isn't there?
Yes. When someone requests a quilt block for their building, whether it be a business or a house or a barn, the host is allowed to choose the quilt block design. We work with them until we come up with what they want. And then they choose the colors, they choose the name, they choose the location, the size. And it can be quite a process, and it can go very quickly. One of our favorite things to do is to duplicate family quilts that have a particular meaning to a family.
Every single one of them tells a story. What's your favorite story? Do you have a favorite out of the 200? Or one that sticks in your memory?
Oh, that's a difficult question. I don't know that I have a favorite one, but I love the really old stories and what life was like 150, 200 years ago, and how these women worked. One of them that we did that I found fascinating was an old shed that they had moved, and a family of 9 was raised in this shed. They had put 2 rooms in, and that's where they did everything. And the rural life of McDowell County has always fascinated me. We have a rich history.
And all these quilt blocks, let's make this clear, that every single one is hand painted.
Every single one is hand painted. They're on exterior signboard on a 2x4 frame, and Mike Lucas paints and designs. He designs and paints all of them. He has had some help with painting on and off, and then we have volunteers that help install the blocks and make crafts and promote the trail.
And Mike's actually installing them still right now, isn't he?
Yes, he is. The one today is 4 or 5 scaffoldings high, and I just try to turn my back and assume he won't fall off. It's always interesting. We see that the trail, our purpose when we started was to promote tourism, to preserve history, and to help the economy of McDowell County. I didn't like seeing people ride through McDowell County to go to Burnsville or Asheville. They need to stop and spend a little time, spend a little money in McDowell County. And we have a committee of 9, and we're under the Arts Council umbrella, and no one receives a salary, which people always think we do, but we don't. And they ask, why do we do it? And the benefit that we have received from, it's just such a blessing of the people and places that we have been that we never would have gotten to go.
And it's getting so popular. You've even had tour buses that you've guided around.
We have done tours. We have quilt blocks that we have shipped to Vermont, to Florida, from the coast of North Carolina to Ohio, I think. We have one in Germany, and we have one over the mantle in the governor's office in Raleigh, North Carolina.
So what's the next step? Now you've got to 200, what's the next step?
To breathe for a few days. It's been a wild ride, but yeah, we'll keep moving forward as long as we keep having interest, and our committee doesn't get sick and tired of us. So we'll keep moving forward, because I think it has caused a sense of community in the town. People are fascinated by the stories, and even if they don't know what a quilt trail is, they pretty soon look around and say, what are all these blocks? And they stop and ask. And the Chamber and Tourism have all said that it is one of the most requested information in the county for people that come through.
So where can people get information about the quilt blocks?
Both Visitor Center, the one at the Visitor Center on the bypass, and then the one in Old Fort, and MACA, the Arts Council in downtown Marion.
And are you looking for more volunteers?
Always, always. Any help we can get, we greatly appreciate, and would be glad to have it.